know that there's such a variety of movement styles within the category of ballet that sometimes we can put two different pieces from different ballet styles next to each other and they're almost unrecognizable as the same dance form. Let's take a look. The ballets themselves are divided chronologically by the eras that they were created in. So the Baroque, which we almost never see, the Romantic, the Classical, the Neoclassical, and the Contemporary. But then the style of the technique is divided by the location or the nationality of the people that developed it. So you'll hear people say, oh, the Russian style, the American style, the British, the Cuban, and you'll say, oh, the way the Cubans performed that classical ballet, or the way the Russians danced that romantic ballet. The way the Russians do it will look different from the way the Americans do it. Let's compare. Shown behind me is principal dancer Tyler Peck in what would be considered a contemporary or a neoclassical piece. And you can see how off balance and almost like a discordant tone. And then here we have Uliana Lopatkina in what would be considered a classical piece, even though it was choreographed after the classical era, it's still choreographed in the classical era style. It's Dying Swan, nothing to do with Swan Lake. And these two pieces are obviously on the opposite end of the spectrum aesthetically, but it requires the same level of technique from the dancer. So a dancer doing this very contemporary piece will have the same training as a dancer doing this very classical piece. And the classical ballets can typically be recognized by the classical tutu, which is what we think of as a tutu, right? Like the pancake, the flat skirt, as opposed to the longer skirt, which is a romantic tutu.